Most people dream of retiring early, but very few know the exact number that can make that dream real. If you are an NRI earning abroad, whether in the UK, US, Middle East, Singapore, anywhere, you already have one big advantage that others don't: higher savings potential. But without a clear framework, that advantage often disappears into random investments, lifestyle upgrades, and inconsistent planning. So in this video, we are going to change that. I'll walk you through step by step through a FIRE calculator that I've personally built, designed specifically for NRIs like you and me who want to retire early, achieve financial independence with clarity and confidence. So by the end of this video, you will know how much money you will exactly need to retire comfortably, how much to invest every month, and exactly how long will it take to reach your freedom number. So in case if you're new to this whole FIRE concept, FIRE stands for financial independence and retire early. But if you ask me for NRIs, it's slightly different from the traditional version. It doesn't necessarily mean you stop working tomorrow. It means you reach a stage in your life where your investment generate enough income for you to cover all expenses anywhere you choose to live. For many NRIs, that location eventually becomes India, for obvious reasons, because it offers a familiar culture, family proximity, and far lower cost of living than London, Singapore, or Dubai. But retiring in India without a plan can be risky, especially if you miscalculate inflation, exchange rate, and investment returns. That's exactly why I built this enhanced FIRE calculator, to bring all those variables together in one simple editable model. So without wasting any time, let me take you straight to the FIRE calculator. So this calculator is built inside a simple Excel sheet with two tabs. Tab 1 is the instructions tab, where it will tell you how to use this spreadsheet. So all you have to do is just open the calculator sheet, edit the yellow input cells, which is present monthly expense, your current age, your target retirement age, inflation, return pre-retirement, post-retirement returns that you are expecting, and step up percent, forex rate, etc. Okay, I'll show you in a minute. Then you choose your FIRE style. So there are different types of FIRE styles that you can choose. It can be a normal FIRE, lean FIRE, or fat FIRE. Don't worry, I'll cover that in more detail. And finally, as it says here, the sheet shows required corpus and SIP needed with and without step up. It also mirrors figure in your foreign currency. So that's an added advantage that you get with this spreadsheet, that you can also check your figures in your own foreign currency. So to access this spreadsheet, you can find the link in the description and in the pinned comment as well. So as it said in the instructions, you have to only focus on the yellow tabs in the spreadsheet. Okay, so what are the yellow tabs that we are required to fill? First is inflation. So the first cell that you're required to input is inflation. Okay, so I have taken 6% as the standard inflation for now. If you think 6% is too less and you want to account for a higher inflation, you can adjust your numbers accordingly. Next is expected return pre-retirement annually. What this means is, what is the expected return that you are expecting on your investments pre-retirement? That is, first you have to get to your retirement goal, right? So to get to your retirement goal, whatever time frame you have decided for yourself, you'll be required to build a corpus towards that. So in order to build that corpus, you have to plan your investments accordingly. So let's say you're 35 today and you want to retire by 55. So you have 20 years of time to plan your investments, right? So this cell is basically asking you to input that expected rate of returns that you're expecting on your investments. So we have taken a conservative returns of 12%. Similarly, next cell is asking you to input your expected return post-retirement. Okay, so for now I've taken that as 10%. So now this happens in two stages. Stage 1 is you have to build your corpus to get to your target retirement goal. Now depending on whatever FIRE number this sheet calculates for us, let's say you manage to hit your corpus goal. Now once you have your corpus ready and you are ready to retire, you would want your corpus to now start generating a monthly income for you, right? So let's say once you build your corpus, you park your corpus in a conservative fund which is giving you a 10% return post-retirement. See, we need to be as conservative as we can. Considering it's my retirement corpus, so I don't want to invest that corpus in very risky instruments, right? So I would want to play as safe as I can. Okay, so try to be as conservative as you can. Next is your safe withdrawal rate. Don't worry, we'll come to that. For now, I've just kept it as 4%. So this is like the safe withdrawal rate that you can withdraw from your corpus without running out of your funds. So typically 4% is used as the standard withdrawal rate, which means that you can withdraw 4% of your corpus annually without exhausting it. Next is your step up SIP, annual growth, or optional. Okay, now this is the percentage by which you will increase your monthly investment each year. Now this is optional. If you want to increase your monthly investment each year, you can. If you don't want to, just leave it blank. Okay. Over here, I'm assuming that you want to step up your SIPs to build your corpus by 5% annually. Last one is the forex rate. For instance, 85 rupees per USD. So you can instantly view the corpus in your own home or host currency. Okay. So that's all the setup you need. Okay. So in this particular sheet, I have taken 3 different examples. So let's say you're someone who's 25 today, or you can be 30 years old today or 35 years today. So I've taken 3 different examples to cover a range of different age brackets. So let's say you're 25 today, your monthly expenses in INR terms is 30,000 rupees. Your target retirement age is 50 years. So you technically have 25 years to retire. Yeah, you're 25 today and you want to retire at 50. So you have 25 years, which means you have 25 years to plan your investments as well. So in this sheet, all you have to do is just input your age today let's say you are 40 today or whatever you want to input, just come here and input that. Just input that and the sheet will automatically adjust the numbers for you. So for now, I'll just keep it as 25. So you put your age here, you enter your monthly expenses and your target retirement age. That's it. So all the cells that you see in yellow, these are the only cells that you need to input. Okay, make sure you are not touching any other cells. Anyway, the sheet will not let you edit as well, but just as a precautionary measure, just focus on these yellow cells. So once you've inputted all these yellow cells, you can see here inflated monthly expense at retirement is coming as 1,28,756, which means that 30,000 of present monthly expense is equated to 1,28,756 after 25 years, because we are accounting for 6% inflation here. So 30,000 of today's expense will be equal to 1,28,756 of expense after 25 years, adjusting for inflation. Okay, so inflated annual expense at retirement. So we already got the inflated monthly expense, so just multiply this by 12. So you get your annual expense at retirement, which is coming about 15,45,000. Now we'll talk about the FIRE targets. So there are different FIRE styles you can choose for yourself depending upon how you want to plan your lifestyle post retirement. So most people get confused here that which FIRE style should I choose for myself. So here's a simple rule of thumb. So lean FIRE basically means like you want to live with basic comfort, no luxuries. So let's say post retirement you want a very comfortable life, basic comfort, okay, no luxuries, nothing. In that case you can opt for a lean FIRE. So the calculation is very simple. To hit your lean FIRE target, you need to basically account for 15x of your annual expenses at retirement. Okay, so the 15x of this amount is coming about 2,31,76,000. Next is normal FIRE. That means you can lead a balanced life post retirement, which means you will be able to cover all your essentials and lead a modest lifestyle. Okay, so that's your normal FIRE. So typically normal FIRE targets we take as 25x of your inflated annual expense at retirement, which will come about 3,86,26,000 in this particular example. Okay, now next is your fat FIRE. Now fat FIRE is basically like you want complete freedom, you want a luxurious life, you want to travel, you want full flexibility, no financial stress, nothing. Okay, so you can opt for a fat FIRE in that case, which will be 30x of your annual expenses at retirement. In this particular example, it's coming about 4,63,52,000. Okay, so this is how you will be able to get your FIRE targets depending on your own personal circumstances. Okay, now the next is SIP needed without stepping up. So till this point we have already determined that what FIRE targets we have to aim for. Now the next obvious step is to start building that corpus. Now to build that corpus, we are assuming that you are doing it through monthly SIPs. Now we have already assumed the annual return of 12% over here. So based on that, your monthly return will be around 1% because annually it's 12%. Months to retire will be 300, which is equal to 25 years. Now SIP required for your lean FIRE target is 12,335 rupees per month. What was the lean FIRE target in this example? That was 2,31,00,000. So to get to this particular lean FIRE target, you will need to contribute 12,335 every single month for the next 300 months, which is 25 years, without stepping up. Now this is without stepping up to get to your lean FIRE target. Similarly, to hit your normal FIRE target, you will need a monthly SIP of 20,559 rupees. And similarly, to get to your fat FIRE target of 4,63,52,000, you will need a monthly SIP contribution of 24,671 without stepping up. Now, let's say you decide to step up your SIPs on annual basis. Okay, so we have already considered a 5% step up here, right, in this cell. So based on that, this tool will automatically do the calculation for you. So annual step up, it's a user input. We have entered 5% here. Monthly step up will be 0.41%. That means that I'm stepping up my SIP by 5% annually. Okay, so you can see the monthly SIP contribution has drastically reduced in this case, right? Because you're stepping up. Now to get to your lean FIRE target, you just need a monthly contribution of 8,373. For normal FIRE target, now you need around 14,000. And to hit your fat FIRE target of 4,63,00,000, it's just 16,746 rupees. Okay. Now this is the SWP preview post retirement. What that means is start monthly SWP inflated adjusted. Okay. Now we have already determined that what is the post retirement salary that you will have to draw from that corpus. So we have already determined that 30,000 of present monthly expenses will be equated to 1,28,756 rupees, right? That means once you have built your corpus is ready, and you, let's say, park your corpus in a very conservative liquid fund or anywhere. Now you want to start drawing money from that corpus like a monthly salary, and you also want to give yourself annual increment just like what you get in your salary, because post retirement life should also look like you're getting a monthly passive income, right, from your corpus amount. That's exactly why we are working so hard to build that corpus in the first place, so that you can start reaping benefits out of it later on. So SWP means systematic withdrawal plan. So just like you do systematic investment plan to build your corpus, like through systematic investing per month, SWP is just the opposite of that. It means you're systematically withdrawing a certain amount of money from your corpus on a monthly basis. Okay, now let's say you build your corpus, you park that corpus in a liquid fund which is giving you a 10% post retirement returns. This is what we have entered in this particular cell, right? So based on that, it's just telling you that you can start withdrawing 1,28,756 annual SWP increment, which is inflation adjusted. Okay, because you want to give yourself a 6% increment on your SWP as well. Yeah, because inflation will keep rising even after you retire. So this 1,28,756 will start drawing immediately post retirement, and post retirement return annually is 10%, which is auto calculated from the user input. Okay, now if you want, you can mirror it in your own currency. In this case, I have taken like 1 INR is, let's say, 85 rupees is equal to $1. So normal fire corpus in your own currency will be 454,433 US dollars. So SIP normal fire without stepping up in dollars will be $242 per month, and SIP normal fire with step up in your own currency will be $164 with stepping up. Okay, so this is the example we have taken for someone who's 25 years today. Similarly, I've taken two more examples. Someone who's aged 30 years today and want to retire at 50, so they have 20 years to retire. We have taken present monthly expenses at 40,000 rupees for them. And in the third example, someone who's 35 today and want to retire at 50, they have got only 15 years to retire. So considering they have less time to build their corpus compared to someone who's 25 today, so clearly their monthly commitments towards building that corpus will be much higher. So in this case, the inflated monthly expenses will be 1,28,285 rupees, and annual expenses will be 15,39,000. So the lean fire target in this case will be 2 crore 30 lakhs. Normal fire target will be 3 crore 84 lakhs, and fat fire is around 4 crore 61 lakhs. So SIP needed without stepping up, as you can see here. Now they have less number of months to retire, right? Because this guy who was 25 today has 300 months left to plan for his retirement. In this example, he's left with only 240 months, and in the third example, the person will be left with only 180 months. So considering that, the rest of the inputs are same, so the SIP amount will be much higher compared to the previous examples. So for a 30-year-old who want to retire at 50, the SIP for lean fire is 23,342, SIP for normal fire is 38,000, and for fat fire it's 46,684, and rest of the cells will auto calculate for you depending on what inputs you have provided. So it's a very simple calculator, very easy to use. So all you have to do is just come here, enter your own inputs, play with your own numbers, and get your own fire targets. The reason why I decided to build this tool was because, this tool works differently from what fire calculators you find online. See, most online fire tools ignore Indian inflation, post-retirement returns, or step-up SIPs. So this is a comprehensive fire tool which kind of covers all the elements that's required to achieve your fire targets. As an NRI, you're already dealing with multiple geographies: foreign salary, Indian investments, repatriation planning. This calculator bridges that complexity. So if you want to calculate your own fire number using the tool which I just showed, you can download it instantly from the link I've provided in the description. It's also in the pinned comment below. I've seen many NRIs make 3 classic mistakes when chasing fire. Number 1 is ignoring inflation in India. I've seen NRIs planning using foreign inflation rate like 2%, 3%, which massively underestimates their Indian cost of living. Number 2 is overestimating returns. Assuming double-digit equity returns post-retirement is very dangerous. And number 3 is not tracking currency impact. Rupee depreciation can either help or hurt you depending on your remittance flow. That's why the foreign exchange mirror is built in this calculator. The idea is not to scare you, it's to give you clarity before reality does. Fire is 80% discipline and 20% math. You don't need to be rich, you just need to be consistent. And once your portfolio starts covering your living expenses, the sense of security you feel, that's the real wealth. So I hope you found this video useful. If you did, then please leave your comments and suggestions, and let me know what all topics you want me to cover on this channel going forward. So this is all I had for this one. I'll see you soon in another superb interesting video. Till then, you take good care of yourself. This is me, Pratik, signing off from NRI West. Over and out.